early on in my dental assistant career, I discovered I had a knack for training people. And I built this kind of, I wouldn't have called it a curriculum back then, but I would take Polaroid photos of dental procedure trays and write down a list of how to do things. And we would get dental assistant interns, and I really became in charge of training them. And over, they would tell me, I learned so much more from you than I did in school. And that gave me the idea that I wonder if I could teach dental assisting. And I did that. I put a little $4 ad in the Tulsa World, and it was really simple. It said, let me call Teresa, let me change your life, enjoy a new career as a dental assistant. Yeah. And people started calling me.
That's brilliant. I love that. And so then you take that, and that is you take your lessons you've learned with people, Sonic, you take, the actual practical side of being a dental assistant and marry those two. And then I guess the business starts out you placing people into jobs. Is that how the business starts? Or are they paying you as a set fee to train and then? To train them, yeah. Okay.
So at first I didn't have a business background, but the dentist I worked for would leave at noon. And so I had my backpack. I packed up all of our dental tools and my little curriculum that I had built. And I was a single mom at the time. I was living in an apartment on Riverside Drive right here in Tulsa. And I had students come to my apartment, and I was just teaching them. Of course, I didn't have, wasn't at the dental office, but between my curriculum and my photos, and I would show them tools and that sort of thing, and they started paying me. I had a few that didn't have any money, so I didn't charge them, and I always remember I call her my first legitimate client, and she contacted me, and she said, "How much is your program? About $1,000?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, it is." And I was like, holy crap, this person is going to pay me $1,000, which she did. And there was no going back until I was served documents by the state attorney general's office. And they told me I was operating a school illegally, and that in the state of Oklahoma, you had to be licensed to offer post-secondary education that leads to entry-level employment. And they said I had to, if I captured or if I earned any money, I had to pay that back. And of course, when you live paycheck to paycheck, that money was gone. I had already spent it, and it wasn't a lot. But I learned what it took to get licensed. I went back to the dentist I was working for, kind of fessed up to him and let him know what I'd been doing. He thought it was funny. I was horrified that he would be a little upset at me. Yes, and so we worked out an agreement where I would barter my salary, and I could use the office for a real school. And it took me about 6 months. I got licensed, and I became Dental Directions, the School of Dental Assisting, and was approved by the state of Oklahoma.